Let us set off on a journey through Germany, a land where fairy tales seem to breathe and every path leads to a hidden story, where castles like Neuschwanstein perch on cliffs above the clouds and forests like the Black Forest murmur secrets to those who listen. We'll wander through the cobbled charm of Quedlinburg, stand on the edge of white chalk cliffs at Königstuhl, and glide across the still waters of Königssee, where silence feels sacred. From the heights of Zugspitze to the hanging bridge of Geierlei, Germany, surprises with every turn, wild, elegant, and quietly bold. Have you ever walked where kings once stood, felt the breath of ancient woods, gazed at a castle rising from a lake like a dream? Come closer, let curiosity lead. This is not just a journey through a country, it's a step into stories carved in stone and sky, waiting patiently for you to find them. Neuschwanstein Castle, Bavaria, Germany. High in the Bavarian Alps, Neuschwanstein Castle rises like a dream, shaped from clouds and stone. Commissioned by King Ludwig II, the castle draws from myth, opera, and longing. Its white towers pierce the sky, framed by dark forests and deep blue lakes. Inside, every wall is a canvas of swans, knights, and stars. Outside, mist gathers at the base like a whisper. From the Marienbrücke Bridge, it seems suspended between worlds, part mountain, part memory. Tourists come for its beauty, but leave with silence tucked beneath their breath. Neuschwanstein is not just a castle, it is a fairy tale made real, held gently in the arms of the Alps. Zugspitze, Bavaria, Germany. At nearly 3,000 meters, Zugspitze crowns the German Alps with snow sky and wind. Bordering Austria, it watches over a world carved by ice and time. Cable cars rise through clouds. Peaks stretch in every direction, sharp as teeth and ancient as breath. In winter, the summit is frozen silence. In summer, the glaciers melt into green reflections far below. The air is thin, and each step feels like climbing into the sky itself. Zugspitze is not just Germany's highest point. It's a throne of stone, where the earth stands tall and quiet. Saxon, Switzerland, National Park, Saxony, Germany. Near the Czech border, Saxon, Switzerland is a wild cathedral of rock, where sandstone spires reach into drifting fog. The Bastille Bridge arches across a chasm, linking towers like something born from myth. Forests cling to cliffs. The Elbe River winds quietly below. At sunrise, golden light dances across stone. At dusk, shadows slide through the trees like old ghosts. Paths lead hikers into silence, into stone, into something older than language. Saxon Switzerland is more than a park. It is a sculpted wilderness where nature carves poetry from rock and light. Rhine Gorge, Rhineland-Palatinate, Germany. Between Bingen and Koblenz, the Rhine slices through steep cliffs and storybook villages in a landscape of echoes and legend. Castles cling to crags. Vineyards step down rocky slopes. Boats glide along deep green water, following an ancient course. At Lorelei Rock, the river turns and tales begin of sirens, of sailors, of sorrow. Every turn of the Rhine carries history in its flow. Every breeze hums with the past. The Rhine Gorge is not just a valley. It's a river of stories winding through the bones of time. Black Forest, Baden-Württemberg, Germany. The Black Forest stretches across southwest Germany like a green tide of mystery and myth. Dark pines rise thick and high, folding sunlight into shadow. Streams tumble over mossy stones. Cuckoo clocks tick in wooden houses hidden deep within the trees. In spring, wildflowers bloom in secret glades. In winter, snow hangs like lace on every branch. It's a land where fairy tales were born, where wolves once hunted, and whispers still drift through the woods. The Black Forest is more than trees and trails. It is an enchanted hush wrapped in needles fog and stories. Berchtesgaden Alps, Bavaria, Germany. The Berchtesgaden Alps rise jagged and proud along Germany's southeastern border, a fortress of limestone and ice. Peaks cut into the sky like blades. Valleys cradle green pastures and mirror-like lakes. From above, clouds drift slow between cliffs, brushing ridges like breath. Trails lead past alpine huts, echoing with cowbells and distant thunder. In winter, the landscape turns to frost, and silence. Here nature feels vast and untouched, yet intimate with every stone and stream. The Berchtesgaden Alps are not just mountains, they are a cathedral of peaks where earth speaks in wind, shadow, and snow. Lake Königssee, Bavaria, Germany. Lake Königssee lies like glass beneath the mountains of Berchtesgaden, still and impossibly green. Surrounded by sheer cliffs, it reflects sky and stone in perfect silence. Boats glide across its surface, cutting slow ripples through the mirrored world. The echo wall near St. Bartholomew's Chapel bounces sound like a ghost calling back. Forests cling to the rock, while waterfalls slip down steep faces. The air smells of pine and cold water. Everything feels sacred. Königssee is not just a lake. It is a quiet soul of the mountains, calm, deep, and eternal. Partnach Gorge, Bavaria, Germany. Carved by centuries of glacial melt, Partnach Gorge slices through stone near Garmisch-Partenkirchen like a deep, wet scar. Walls rise high and narrow, dark and dripping. Water roars below, echoing off the rock like thunder trapped in a tunnel. Bridges cross rushing currents. Light filters in only where the canyon widens, casting glimmers on mossy stone. In winter, frozen waterfalls hang like crystal curtains. In summer, mist cools the air. Partnach Gorge is more than a chasm. It's a hidden cathedral carved by water, echoing with the voice of time. Lake Eibsee, Bavaria, Germany. Beneath the mighty Zugspitze lies Lake Eibsee, clear as glass and scattered with emerald islets. Its waters shift from turquoise to deep blue, depending on the sun and sky. Forests line the shores, and mountain reflections ripple on the surface like a moving painting. Trails circle the lake quiet and cool. Each bend offers a new view of peaks, clouds, and silence. At dawn, the water is still. At dusk, it glows like a forgotten dream. Eibsee is not just a lake, it's a crystal mirror, cradled by stone and sky. Rügen Cliffs, Rügen Island, Germany. The chalk cliffs of Rügen rise like white giants from the Baltic Sea, their faces glowing under sun and storm. Located in Jasmine National Park, they are fragile, ancient, and constantly reshaped by wind and wave. Forests of beech press close to the edge, green against white. The Königstuhl, or King's Chair, stands tallest a throne carved by time and tide. Below the sea, crashes with quiet strength, ever carving, ever claiming. Walking the clifftop path, one sees endless sea, scattered clouds, and the delicate meeting of land and sky. Painters, poets, and dreamers have stood here stilled by the view. Rügen cliffs are not just erosion. They are memory written in stone, standing between sky and sea. Hohenzollern Castle, Baden-Württemberg, Germany. Perched on a lonely hilltop, Hohenzollern Castle rises like a vision from legend turrets piercing the clouds, stone walls wrapped in mist. This neo-Gothic stronghold was built by kings and dreamers, echoing the pride of the Hohenzollern dynasty. Surrounded by forest and far-reaching views, it feels both grand and otherworldly. Inside, golden halls and royal relics whisper of power and past. Outside, the wind whistles through pine trees and stone. On foggy mornings, the castle seems to float, a phantom above the earth. Visitors hike or wind up the mountain road, drawn not just by beauty, but by the sense of standing on history's edge. Hohenzollern is not just a castle, it is a crown on a hill worn by time. Eltz Castle, Rhineland-Palatinate, Germany. Hidden in a wooded valley, Eltz Castle rises from the mist like something out of a forgotten fairy tale. Built over 850 years ago, it's still owned by the same family, untouched by war, untouched by time. Stone towers lean over a quiet river. Timber beams and slate roofs speak of medieval life, still echoing in every step through the castle's halls. Inside are armories, frescoes, and rooms once lit by candlelight. Outside, the forest keeps watch in green silence. The only sounds are birdsong footsteps and the rustle of leaves. Elt's castle isn't just preserved, it's alive, a memory still breathing beneath the trees. Heidelberg Castle, Baden-Württemberg, Germany. Heidelberg Castle stands in red sandstone ruins above the Neckar River, part fortress, part poem. Once a seat of princes, it was struck by war and lightning, but even in ruin, it remains regal. Ivy creeps across broken walls, arches open to sky. From the great terrace, the view spills over the old town's rooftops and church spires. The philosopher's walk across the river catches it all in reflection. Every stone holds centuries of laughter, loss, and longing. Visitors roam through gardens and echoing chambers, their steps softened by time. Heidelberg Castle is more than history. It is beauty born from brokenness, proud, romantic, and eternal. Cologne Cathedral, North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany. Cologne Cathedral rises like a blackened crown above the city skyline, twin spires reaching over 150 meters into the sky. Built over 6 centuries, this Gothic masterpiece commands awe. Its dark stone facade is covered in statues, arches, and tracery like frozen flame. Inside, stained glass windows bathe the air in ruby, sapphire, and gold. Candles flicker beneath vaulted ceilings that stretch like ribs of giants. The Shrine of the Three Kings glows in gilded glory, drawing pilgrims from across the world. Bells ring deep and powerful, echoing through stone and soul. Outside, the Rhine flows steadily past. Trains rush, people laugh, but the cathedral stands unchanged, timeless. Cologne Cathedral is not just a church. It is a monument to belief, endurance, and the heights humanity can reach. Sylt Island, Schleswig-Holstein, Germany. Sylt stretches like a long crescent in the North Sea, shaped by waves and wind. Dunes roll gently inland, while the western coast meets the sea with dramatic cliffs and crashing surf. Thatched roof cottages sit nestled in heath and grass, their windows glowing against stormy skies. The island shifts, with the seasons quiet and windswept in winter, lively and golden in summer. Seabirds wheel overhead, and bicycles hum along coastal paths. At sunset, the horizon blurs into pink and grey, and the sea sings low against the shore. Sylt is not just a beach retreat. It is the wild edge of Germany, elegant, untamed, and always moving. Helgoland Island, North Sea, Germany. Helgoland rises red and sudden from the North Sea, a rocky sentinel in a world of waves. Its towering cliffs of red sandstone are unlike anything else in Germany, carved by time and sea. Birds nest on the ledges, gannets, kittiwakes, and puffins filling the air with cries and motion. Below, turquoise waters shimmer against sheer walls. The famous Lang Anna rock stack stands like a lone guard offshore. No cars roll here, just wind waves and footsteps on narrow paths. Time feels slower, more ancient. Helgoland is not just an island, it is a piece of earth that remembers both storm and silence. Waddenzee, North Sea coast, Germany. The Waddenzee stretches like a breathing plain between land and ocean, shallow and shifting with the tide. At low tide, the sea vanishes, revealing mudflats that glisten under the sky. People walk where water once flowed, their boots sinking into the soft ground. Seals bask on sandbanks. Birds swirl in great flocks, following the rhythm of the tide. The air smells of salt and distance. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is not just a coastline, it's a living world in motion, where land and sea exchange places twice a day. The Waddenzee is quiet, raw, and alive, a reminder that even the shore never truly stands still. Allgäu Alps, Bavaria, Germany. The Allgäu Alps unfold like a green and grey tapestry along southern Germany, where rolling meadows meet jagged peaks. Cows graze in alpine pastures, their bells echoing through crisp mountain air. Wooden huts dot the hillsides, smoke curling from chimneys as hikers pass beneath snow-dusted ridges. Waterfalls tumble from cliffs, wildflowers bloom in summer, and in winter, the mountains glitter under frost and sky. The Nebelhorn and Fellhorn peaks offer sweeping views into Austria, and paragliders drift like birds above it all. This is a land shaped by glaciers' stories and quiet. Every bend in the trail reveals a new wonder, a lake, a cliff, a silence, that feels sacred. The Allgäu Alps are not just mountains. They are a place where nature speaks gently, yet with grandeur. Höhentalklamm, Bavaria, Germany. Höhentalklamm, the Valley of Hell, is a gorge of roaring water and narrow stone carved deep into the Wetterstein Mountains. Moss-covered walls rise steeply on either side. Bridges and tunnels lead through shadow and spray, where waterfalls thunder down like silver veils. Mist clings to every rock. The air is cool, damp, and alive with sound. Sunlight barely touches the floor, but when it does, it dances on the water. The path winds through darkness and light, crossing the fine line between wonder and wildness. Though the name is fierce, the beauty is humbling, dramatic, raw, unforgettable. Höhentalklamm is not just a hike, it's a journey into the pulse of the mountains themselves. Hintersee, Bavaria, Germany. Hintersee rests like a jewel at the edge of the Ramsau forest, its waters calm and impossibly clear. Boulders rise from the lake's surface, topped with trees like miniature islands. In the early morning mist, curls gently across the mirror-still water. The surrounding peaks reflect perfectly a second world, floating upside down. Painters once gathered here, capturing its serenity in brushstrokes. The air hums with birdsong and the scent of damp earth. Hikers walk the trail around the shore, pausing to breathe to listen. At sunset, the lake glows pink gold and deepening blue. Hintersee is not just beautiful, it's quiet magic, a landscape whispered rather than shouted. Hercules Monument, Hesse, Germany. Atop a hill above Kassel, the Hercules Monument rises proud, strange, and majestic. A towering copper statue of Hercules stands at its summit, muscles tense, gaze fixed far below. Terraces and cascades spill down the hillside in geometric steps, part of a vast Baroque water system. On summer days, water flows dramatically through the stone channels, ending in a grand fountain far below. The climb is steep, but every step opens new views over Parkland city and sky. Hercules is not just a figure of myth here. He's a sentinel of strength and human imagination, standing watch over centuries. Völkerschlachtdenkmal, Leipzig, Germany. The Völkerschlachtdenkmal looms above Leipzig, a towering monument of granite and might. Built to commemorate the Battle of the Nations in 1813, it marks the moment Europe turned against Napoleon. Massive stone warriors gaze solemnly from niches carved with stern faces and folded arms. Inside, vast halls echo with silence. The scale humbles, the symbolism stirs unity, sacrifice, resilience. From the top, Leipzig spreads beneath a wide sky, alive and modern beneath the weight of memory. This monument is not just about victory. It is a reminder that even in triumph, reflection is sacred. Drachenfels, North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany. Drachenfels, the Dragon's Rock, rises above the Rhine like a legend set in stone. From its ruined castle, at the summit, the river glitters below, winding past vineyards, villages, and forested hills. According to myth, a dragon once lived here slain by the hero Siegfried. The cliffs still feel touched by that ancient breath. A cog railway climbs through thick woodland, while hikers follow forest trails that open into breathtaking views. At sunset, the Rhine glows gold, and the castle walls turn amber in the fading light. Drachenfels is not just a peak, it's a place where myth and memory linger in the wind. Hanging Bridge, Geierlei, Rhineland-Palatinate, Germany. The Geierlei Bridge stretches like a thread between forested hills, swaying gently in the breeze, 100 meters above the valley floor. Germany's most famous suspension bridge, it invites courage with every step across its narrow wooden planks. Surrounded by pine and silence, the only sounds are footsteps, wind, and your own heartbeat. From the center, the world feels vast. Trees stretch endlessly in every direction, and the sky seems closer. Built for walkers and wonder-not vehicles, the bridge is both thrilling and serene. Geierlei is not just a crossing, it's a moment of stillness in motion, a walk suspended between earth and air. Rothenburg, ob der Tauber, Bavaria, Germany. Rothenburg, ob der Tauber, looks like it stepped out of a fairy tale. Cobblestone lanes, timbered houses, and red-tiled roofs behind medieval walls. This town, perched above the Tauber River, has preserved its 13th century charm with stunning detail. Narrow alleys twist through flower-filled courtyards. Clock towers chime. The night watchman still walks the streets, lantern in hand, telling tales of old. Shops glow with handcrafted toys and year-round Christmas ornaments. Every window feels like a scene from a storybook. From the city wall, the view opens to fields, forests, and time slowed down. Rothenburg is not just old, it's timeless, a living dream of the past. Zugspitze Glacier, Bavaria, Germany. High atop Germany's tallest mountain, the Zugspitze Glacier sparkles in ice-blue silence. Set nearly 3,000 meters above sea level, the glacier nestles among rugged peaks and year-round snow. A cable car ascends through clouds. At the summit, the world spreads beneath your feet, valleys, lakes, even glimpses of Austria and Italy on a clear day. The glacier's surface crunches under boots. Skiers carve down its flanks even in summer. Air here is thin cold and crystal clear. It smells of ice, wind, and sky. The Zugspitze Glacier is more than frozen water. It is the roof of Germany, wild, vast, and endlessly white. Karwendel Mountains, Bavaria, Germany. The Karwendel Mountains rise like stone cathedrals above green alpine valleys, guarding the border between Germany and Austria. Their jagged peaks pierce the sky. Deep gorges and high meadows unfold below, filled with wildflowers and mountain goats. Hikers follow winding trails past limestone cliffs and echoing forests. Eagles soar overhead. In spring, snow melts into streams that sing through quiet woods. This range feels untouched, vast, silent, and fierce. The mountains don't shout, they endure. At dawn, mist curls between the ridges. In the golden light, everything feels eternal. Karwendel is not just landscape, it is raw, wild poetry carved by wind and time. Schloss Moritzburg, Saxony, Germany. Schloss Moritzburg rises from a mirrored lake like a dream in gold and red. This Baroque hunting lodge near Dresden is surrounded by still water forests and carefully planned gardens. Towers reflect in the lake. Swans glide past arched bridges. Inside, gilded ceilings and velvet walls tell stories of royalty romance and elegance. In winter, the castle looks like it stepped from a fairy tale, snow-dusted, glowing under a cold blue sky. Built for spectacle, it remains a vision of beauty and symmetry. Moritzburg is more than a castle. It's a place where imagination walks beside history, graceful, grand, and serene. Schloss Drachenburg, North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany. Schloss Drachenburg rises on a hill above the Rhine, part fantasy, part fortress, part fairy tale dream. Built in the late 1800s, this private villa looks like a medieval castle, but feels like a romantic vision turrets, stained glass, and sweeping balconies. The interiors glitter with frescoes and chandeliers. Outside, terraced gardens bloom with roses and vine. From the tower, the Rhine Valley stretches wide, dotted with vineyards and villages. Every corner of Drachenburg feels enchanted, built not for battle, but for beauty. It's not just a castle. It's a story made of stone and sky, whimsical, rich, and utterly unforgettable. Schloss Schwerin, Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, Germany. Schloss Schwerin floats on an island like a vision from a storybook, its golden towers mirrored in the lake below. Often called the Neuschwanstein of the North, this 19th century castle combines Gothic Baroque and Renaissance styles in a masterpiece of romantic architecture. Bridges connect it to manicured gardens and the old town of Schwerin, while swans glide through the still waters. Inside, grand halls glitter with chandeliers, painted ceilings, and echoes of royal footsteps. As the light shifts, the castle seems to change color. Soft gold in the morning, glowing amber at dusk. Schloss Schwerin is more than a palace. It's a dream, anchored in stone and water, delicate, dazzling, and timeless. Meersburg, Baden-Württemberg, Germany. Perched on the edge of Lake Constance, Meersburg is a town of storybook beauty and medieval charm. Its name means castle on the lake, and the 7th century Meersburg Castle still watches over cobbled streets and timbered houses. Terraces brim with grapevines. The lake shimmers below, catching reflections of red roofs and ivy-covered walls. Cafes serve wine from local vineyards. Swans paddle near the harbor. Everything moves at the pace of an old clock tower. Visitors walk through centuries, from Roman ruins to Baroque palaces. Meersburg isn't just lovely. It's a place where history and water meet quiet, quaint, and full of heart. Quedlinburg, Saxony-Anhalt, Germany. Quedlinburg is a mosaic of half-timbered houses, steep lanes, and centuries layered in stone and wood. With over 1,300 preserved timber-framed buildings, it feels like a living museum of medieval Germany. The Romanesque abbey crowns the hill, its towers rising over red rooftops. Winding alleys lead to secret courtyards, artisan shops, and markets that have stood for 1,000 years. Quedlinburg was once the seat of kings, and it still feels regal, even in its quiet corners. This town isn't just old, it's eternal, holding time in its walls like a whispered spell. Mittenwald, Bavaria, Germany. Mittenwald nestles in a green valley at the foot of the Karwendel Alps, bright, peaceful, and painted like a fairy tale. Famous for its violin-making tradition, the town sings with music murals and mountain air. Homes are adorned with Lüftelmalerei frescoes of saints' legends and alpine life brushed across their facades in soft pastel hills. The Isar River runs through the center, sparkling under flower-covered bridges. Behind the town, peaks rise like giants, watching over a secret village. Mittenwald is more than picturesque. It's a melody in woodstone and snow, quiet, crafted, and full of soul. Berliner Hütte, Zillertal, Alps, Germany. Tucked deep in the Zillertal Alps, Berliner Hütte stands like a mountain palace, grand, remote, and timeless. Built in the 19th century, this alpine refuge blends wood-paneled elegance with rugged wilderness. Chandeliers hang over wooden dining halls, while glaciers loom outside the windows. To reach it, hikers pass waterfalls, flower-filled meadows, and steep rocky paths. The journey itself is part of the magic. At sunrise, peaks turn pink. At night, stars blanket the sky with silence. The air here is thin, cold, and pure, filled with the scent of pine and snowmelt. Berliner Hütte isn't just a shelter. It's a place where nature and history meet bold and beautiful, far above the everyday. Basti Bridge, Saxon, Switzerland, Germany. Basti Bridge stretches across sandstone spires like a dream made of stone and mist. High above the Elbe River, it links towering rock pinnacles in the Saxon, Switzerland National Park, a landscape carved by wind and water over millions of years. The bridge itself, built in the 19th century, blends into the cliffs as though nature intended it. Below, forests spill into deep ravines. Above, the sky opens wide. Sunlight and fog shift, constantly painting the scene anew each moment. Wanderers pause, silenced by the view. It feels ancient, mysterious, a place where legends breathe. Basti Bridge is more than a viewpoint. It is a path through stone and story, suspended between earth and sky. Watzmann Mountain, Bavaria, Germany. Watzmann stands tall in the Berchtesgaden Alps, shaped like a jagged crown. It's Germany's third highest peak, and cloaked in stories and silence. Steep faces plunge into valleys below, while glaciers and clouds drift near its summit. The mountain looms like a giant, watching the land. Legends say it's a cursed king turned to stone, with his wife and children forming the nearby ridges. Climbers face raw challenge, and hikers trace its foothills through pine forests and meadows. Watzmann is more than rock. It is a silent monarch of the Alps, powerful, patient, and eternal. Triberg Waterfalls, Black Forest, Germany. In the heart of the Black Forest, Triberg, waterfalls tumble down rugged granite in 7 majestic steps. At 163 meters high, they're among Germany's tallest, but it's not just the height, it's the rhythm. Water crashes and splashes through mossy rocks and fir-lined paths. Spray catches sunlight, scattering rainbows into the mist. Squirrels dart through the trees as hikers follow wooden bridges and winding trails alongside the roar. In spring, the falls thunder with melted snow. In winter, they freeze into icy sculpture, silent and still. The town below smells of pine and black forest cake, echoing with cuckoo coo clocks and quiet wonder. Triberg waterfalls are more than a natural wonder. They are a living heartbeat in a forest of legends. Wimbachklamm Gorge, Bavaria, Germany. Wimbachklamm is a hidden canyon of emerald and stone tucked into the Berchtesgaden Alps. Wooden walkways hug the cliffside, guiding visitors above crystal streams and veils of water that spill down mossy walls. Every surface glistens, wet rock, leafy branches, pools glowing turquoise in the filtered light. The gorge is short, but every step pulses with life and movement. The water never stops talking, rushing and singing through narrow channels. Mist rises in the morning. Sunbeams break through leaves. It feels secret, like something discovered, not made. Wimbachklamm is not about grandeur. It's about intimacy, a quiet, living corridor of the Earth's breath. Lake Walchensee, Bavaria, Germany. Lake Walchensee lies nestled in the Bavarian Alps, a vast mirror of turquoise stretching between forests and peaks. One of Germany's deepest and cleanest lakes, it glows with clarity, the color of glaciers and sky. Mountains rise on all sides, their reflections shifting with the breeze. The air smells of pine water and freedom. Swimmers dive into cool depths. Sailboats drift across still waters. Trails lead to quiet coves and panoramic views from Herzogstand Mountain. In every season, the lake changes silver and cold in winter, bright and inviting in summer. Walchensee is not just a lake, it's a moment of stillness in motion, vast and quietly powerful. Wartburg Castle, Thuringia, Germany. Wartburg Castle crowns a hill above Eisenach, its stone towers rising over the forest like something from legend. Built in the 11th century, it has sheltered saints, poets, and revolutionaries. Martin Luther translated the New Testament here while in hiding. Its courtyards echo with history. Stained glass windows catch the light. Walls and halls feel heavy with stories of nights of music, of words that changed the world. From the battlements, the forest rolls endlessly below. The air is cool, tinged with pine and stone. Wartburg is not just a fortress. It's a symbol of faith, resilience, and the power of ideas to endure. Some places are not just visited. They are carried with you in the hush of a forest path, in the shimmer of a lake at dawn, in the shadow of a castle touched by clouds. You have wandered through a land shaped by story and stone, stood where kings once ruled, climbed peaks that scraped the sky, and walked streets that remember the footsteps of centuries. But the journey through Germany doesn't truly end, because its beauty is not only what you see, it's in what lingers: a feeling, a question, a moment you didn't expect to keep. All it asks is that you remain curious and return with open eyes and a heart ready to wonder again.